I am emotionally and physically drained. I feel like my life has been nothing but a series of personal and professional crises. What a catchphrase. Now that the intro is done, let's unpack this. I feel like I'm a pure product of hard times. I grew up in a big city and moved to an even bigger one. I am used to noise, noisy streets, noisy lifestyles. People arguing over everything and anything. No one says hello, manners are a relic, you name it. But I also feel like I've finally gained consciousness. I started this podcast when I was 24. I'm 26 now. 2 whole years have passed. And if you're my age, you will probably relate. Your brain is evolving rapidly. Your personality shifts completely. And it's like going through puberty all over again. And suddenly, you're a partially functioning adult. Your conversations change. The people around you change. How you talk, how you connect, how you view humanity, it's all different. It almost feels like you've become the very thing you hate. So you either embrace it or you loathe yourself when you look in the mirror. On top of that, you get a job that eats most of your time, commute included. Responsibilities pile up. People depend on you. Maybe you even have a kid by now. Sometimes you feel like life is testing you. You keep losing no matter what, and you don't know where you are anymore or who you are. You're tense. Your nerves hold more pressure than ever. Instead of internalizing it, you have this urge to vent on everyone. Yet, nerves alone don't capture it fully. You start losing old values and adopting new ones. Not necessarily better, just different. You reach a point where you don't even recognize yourself. What happened to that smiling, joyful person? How did he become this? I don't know, man. It just feels weird and terrifying, to be honest. Sometimes you do things you know aren't right, but you're driven to do them anyway, like you've lost control. In a new job, you expect imposter syndrome, but now it is generalized to life itself. You don't feel qualified for anything. Your actions, your feelings, your thoughts, your autopilot is broken or damaged, doing the opposite of what you intend. Even in safe spaces, talking to a friend, trusting someone, you're on edge. You can't tell if you're paranoid or if you're developing real trust issues. And then, once, only once, the scenarios you imagine become true. Someone you trusted stabs you in the back. Your reality shatters and it's never the same again. You generalize. People are scum. You withdraw. Bonds loosen. Relationships become meaningless. What a weird time to be alive. How we consume information. How we think. How we become machines. Machine hearts with machine brains, as the old guy says. We fill our calendars only with ourselves. Yet we don't do anything meaningful. We waste our time again and again. All we ever do is use this nonsense that exhausts us in the end. Why is it like this? Is this the pace of life? Maybe. As cities grow and companies reach their final form, we become nothing more than numbers. We all saw it coming, but we couldn't fathom human treating other humans as statistics. Yet here we are. The worst part is, everyone is suffering. And they don't hide it anymore. You see them suffering at every corner. After suffering comes violence, physical and mental, targeted at those too weak or unwilling to fight back. It's as if burying people underground becomes a way to release day-to-day frustration of not being good enough. Unfortunately, giving up isn't an option. The only choice is to fight. Fight for yourself, fight against alienation, fight against lobotomy, fight to be alive. Not just another cog in a system betting against you, but the biggest fight is against yourself. You owe yourself a decent life, your dreams, and more importantly, your life. Sometimes, it's beneficial to take a break and return to a place where you have no stakes. I love the sea. I was raised there, I was raised by it, so I'm doing everything I can to go back whenever I need that source of calm. When you feel overwhelmed, blinded by anger and paranoia, a break is essential. It doesn't have to be short. It has to feel restorative. Cry if you need to. Let goosebumps run up your arm. Feel a light wind on your skin. And you'll sense that you've closed a small chapter. This exhaustion is normal in daily life. I'm 26 now, and it feels like I haven't had a break in forever. I've been programmed to sprint, but that sprint is turning into marathon, and I'm running it alone. Your friends change. You change. Interests diverge. Sometimes you hear them say things that shatter your image of them, and you drift apart. Not because you want to, but because everyone is struggling, searching for their place, and tired of giving their all. So when you get home and strip off your work clothes, it's a small relief, a tiny victory. You made it out alive. Yes, the struggle continues. Yes, your jerk of a boss will likely yell at you tomorrow for a missing comma in his slides. Yes, chores still await, but at least you're safe. I think it's crucial to have a sanctuary, a hub. If you've played Dark Souls, you know what I mean. You fight day and night, but sometimes you just need a place to rest, where your mind can wander free and no one can reach you. That is a lifesaver. In my opinion, the leap after 25 requires exactly that. It's my biggest mistake, and I hope no one else repeats it. My first piece of advice: create a nest. It can be your room, your home, anything and anywhere, whatever you want. A place you can return to when stress and problems follow you everywhere. Without it, you run aimlessly, deprived of water, food, and sleep. You're doomed to fail without proper rest. That's my first tip. My second tip is simple. Clean up your friend group. Some people are pests. In your early years, you might not have noticed, but now it's clear. If they mock you or bring you down, they aren't friends. You don't need to make a scene. Just silence for a day or two. They'll remove themselves from your life. Pests kill your joy and drain your energy. Instead, focus on those with fire in their eyes, people who refuse to give up on themselves or on you. They should be your priority, your unconditionals, the ones who stay no matter what. I know it's scary. After school, your social circle shrinks to work. A place with no real people, just robots trying to survive 8 hours a day without losing brain cells. Stay with the home allegory. Those people should be your family. When you're heartbroken at 4 a.m., they're the one you call. And you're there for them, and you'll have to be there for them too in return. Those friendships last a lifetime. But it's never too late to meet new people. I'm a loner who dreads social situations, but if you don't learn to swim, you'll never explore. So I started small. I picked an activity I cared about. Wrestling. Since I have anger issues and needed an outlet that wouldn't hurt anyone or get me hurt, I scoped out clubs near home or work. I weighed cost and convenience. Once I found one, I went without expectations. People might be jerks, or they might be amazing. You never know. Nothing bonds stronger than a shared goal. That's how friendship forms in school, college, work. Why should it differ now? Even if you don't talk at first, keep showing up. People get used to your presence, and eventually they'll speak. And that's your moment. Smile, be polite, stay clean, and you'll shine. That's my second tip. Finally, my last piece of advice. You spend 8 hours a day at work. If that drains you every day, something's wrong. It won't get better on its own. Your boss won't recognize your worth overnight. Your coworkers won't improve, and you don't have infinite patience or fake smiles. If your job feels like a dead end, find a new one. I know it might sound privileged, but it's true. Much of your exhaustion comes from that daily grind. You're actually lucky to have a job. It gives you safety. Use your evenings to apply elsewhere. The job market is like a real estate. Your salary jumps when you sell. In other words, you'll improve your quality of life by moving on. You might think, I know what I'm leaving, but not where I'm going. And that's scary, but it's better than staying stuck. Fight for yourself. You owe it to your future self. If that gives you a better situation, then you'll have nothing to lose, everything to gain. Thanks for listening to this podcast. I hope it finds you well. Ali out.